It's all going to boil down to in the law. And there's no church reverend that's going to go into your household to make sure there's social pressure on your wife. Do you know
yes,
any?
sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any that can cover all marriages? That
Yes.
answer is no.
Yes. And by the way, when you keep...
Are we in reality here?
I'm
or are we
trying.
in the clouds?
Coach Greg Adams and Andrew Wilson just had a debate about marriage that exposed a war inside the Manosphere. One man was talking about reality, the other was selling a fantasy, and by the end, it wasn't even a contest. We respect both these men. Andrew Wilson is a master debater. Coach Greg Adams, he's the coach who took the Manosphere to the next level when he came on the scene between 2018 and 2019. Putting them together, pure gold. But let's get straight to the main event. The core question was,
we're going to talk about today, is marriage worth it for men in the West?
Is marriage worth it for men in the West? This means men in general, young, old, black, white, religious, or not. And the West is the legal battlefield of the US, Canada, and Europe. That's the playing field. Now let's get to Coach Greg's opening statement.
Ain't that a man?
Let's get into some opening statements. Who wants to start off?
Yeah, man, marriage is a great institution. It was an institution that built the community of America. Most of the better communities that have safety, good children, good schools are typically centered around marriage. However, marriage has not progressed to the point where men could be safe legally, and a lot of men have experienced tremendous damage, collateral damage as a result, and it has led to broken families, a lot of broken hearts, simply because the laws are not positioned to benefit both people in a divorce. Therefore, you have no-fault divorce. You have opportunities for women to use the courts against men. And as a result, men have seen 1, 2, and 3 generations of men getting harmed, their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers getting harmed by this. So Generation Z men are not positioning themselves for a positive marriage. So at this particular point...
Hold up! Did you catch that? He said at this particular point. He's being specific. This is about right now.
So at this particular point, if someone asked me, would I recommend marriage for them, and they were in a certain position in life, they weren't established, I would say no. There's no benefit for the person to get married today.
Got it.
Boom. Crystal clear. For men today, his answer is no. He's talking about the world we live in now.
Your response, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
I guess we agree.
But
So they agree. The biggest problem with marriage is divorce. You can't have divorce without marriage. They are tied together. This is the word that made this debate explode.
it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce, it's on marriage. And it seems like you agree with my proposition then. And the proposition is that marriage, quote, is a great institution.
Yep.
And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage, but that's not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage, they can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce. So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case...
Now pay close attention. Andrew's response starts with 2 dangerous words. What if? What if is a fantasy. It means you've already lost the argument about the world as it exists right now.
So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved. So what if instead we use the ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, that would be Catholicism and Orthodoxy, where you see the lowest divorce rates, because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right, right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that.
So he admits the state is a problem right now, but his solution is a what if. He just conceded Coach Greg's entire point.
But to say that we should abandon marriage is silly. It seems like you're completely pro-marriage. You just anti-divorce. So why wouldn't you just throw your weight behind institutions where the divorce rate is the least, and you have an ecclesiastical structure which can be appealed to assist with that? That's what makes no sense to me.
My response to that is, if we're fifths, we beat all drunk.
Exactly. CGA isn't buying the fantasy. For the next 30 minutes, he holds his ground in the real world.
All right, so that's a scenario that just isn't present.
Can you
in
explain
today's-
the analogy for me?
Well, if we use if, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we say if we have a situation where this is present, then this would work. Well, that makes sense. If we had that,
We
it
do
would
have it
work
right now.
Well, it doesn't necessarily work because, and I'm going to tell you why,
Okay.
because a woman can go to a divorce attorney and they can simply just say, hey, listen, it was a off the cuff, off the state divorce, but you got married within a certain state, or she filed in a certain state, so therefore the divorce goes on.
No, okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Well,
Listen, I've been to with the divorce attorneys, and what they'll tell you is, hey, listen, you can get married in a ritual, you can get married in the orthodoxy, you can get married off record, but if she files and that woman is hell-bent on saying, we got married, I don't care if it was a ceremony where we walked on coals with our feet bare, that's considered a marriage. You also have common law. You have a lot of other ways for that woman to establish marriage.
How does
And
your
that-
way eliminate common law?
I don't have any way to eliminate common law.
So-
This is the core of it. The state is the final boss. A church can't stop a divorce filing. Community pressure can't block a child support order. So Andrew asks, what is your way of eliminating common law? See that? He's trying to drag CGA into his fantasy world to solve a fantasy problem. But CGA's whole point is we shouldn't play the game at all.
So let's start with a couple of things you said which are fundamentally untrue. Most men are religious, in fact, including in this country. Most of them, not some of them.
but they're not religious.
Hang on. I didn't
Hold on for a
interrupt. I
second.
didn't
Right.
interrupt.
I understand,
Didn't
but you're, let me just take that point. Most aren't under your religion.
Okay.
We can agree with that.
So here's the thing, though. But Catholicism and Orthodoxy is growing rapidly. And if it's the case that the ecclesiastical structure is already there, which it is, right? If you're going to cohabitate with a woman, the thing that you're offering right now is common law marriage anyway, if there's cohabitation at all. You're not protecting anybody from that.
And this is where the men going their own way philosophy smashes the argument. This is Mr. Free Agent Lifestyle himself. CGA is forged from the fires of men going their own way. The great Barbarossa, Barbar, figured this out many years ago. You can't beat the state, so you don't play. No marriage, no cohabitation. Andrew is debating a solution for a world he wishes we had.
At least under my model, it gives an ecclesiastical structure that's designed to prevent divorce by applying community pressure. That was the way it was always done. Apply the application of community pressure within the confines of the woman's social circle. We agree marriage is awesome for men. Divorce is terrible for them. So it seems like we should be attacking the divorce structure here, and it doesn't seem like you actually have anything to do that other than just avoid the thing that's great for you, because this other bad side effect could happen.
Sure, that's
so
like
why don't
smoking
we,
cigarettes.
So why don't we attack the bad side effect when we have the mechanism to do it? It's not if, we can do it now.
Okay,
right this
so like
second.
smoking.
He's not wrong that women need pressure to act right, but his model is built on sand. The majority of people don't live in these communities anymore. The system broke the family. It's not going to save it now. His model is for a world that doesn't exist. Coach Greg's warning is for the world we actually live in. Who are you going to listen to?
You're imagining. Your imagination is great. John Lennon would be great. You know, you would be proud of you at this particular point.
But I'm imagining all the people.
You're imagining all the people under a situation and a structure that you brought in here, all right? But the state highly governs this, and the state highly governs divorce. I'm dealing in a reality situation where I'm trying to counsel men to give information to. The best thing you've told me is that you're willing to give men the option to do this. Are they willing to all do this option? The answer is probably not, just like they're not willing to do what I'm telling them to do. However, we're both attempting, which is a good thing. It's noble. However, your situation rarely exists. Can we talk about the reality of what exists?
Sure.
The reality hits hard. We see it everywhere. Gen Z men are terrified to date. Women are embarrassed. to even post their boyfriends online. The government isn't going to let men opt out, so let's answer the question: is marriage worth it for men in the West? Based on this debate, in the real world of 2025, the answer is a thunderous no. Coach Greg didn't just win this round. He proved that for the rational man, the debate is already over.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.